Hey, very good afternoon to all of you who's watching this video. Now, in my last week's video, I've forgotten a few rounds of updates to you guys. All right, so um, just telling you through what happened last week, which is 5 days ago, that week last week. All right, so what I did was I sold puts on the Palantir stock. All right, and I made a net amount of 202 US dollar, 202 US dollar. Okay, so what I did was I sold puts on Palantir stock, promising the broker that I'm gonna buy the 100 shares at $172.50 per share, which means when you sell put with the broker, basically you are promising the broker that you will buy 100 shares if it drops down to that price. Just now, as I've mentioned, okay, within a date, within an expiration date, by an expiration date, which was last Friday. All right. So it didn't went there. Okay. Therefore, I keep the entire profit of 202 US dollar. All right. So now this is a process of selling options, of selling put. Okay. Selling put on a stock. Okay. Selling options. Okay. It will make sense if you watch a few of my videos before this. Now, the concept of this is that you just promise a broker that you will buy the share, 100 shares of a certain stock that you would potentially want to own. And in return, after you have made the promise, the broker will pay you. That's why I've gotten paid my 202 US dollar, because they paid me, the option buyer paid me 202 US dollar, okay, in order to sell the put on Palantir stock. All right. So I hope all of this makes sense for now. Okay. So which means once I have entered into the promise, I basically get to keep everything from there. Okay, basically get to keep the entirety of the premium. They call it premium. 202 US dollar. It is the premium or slash income that I have received. Okay, from this trade. All right, it's a very very powerful thing. Now, of course, selling option requires you to have the collateral, which is the cash for 100 shares. If you do not have the cash for 100 shares, you are basically selling puts on margin, which is an extremely dangerous thing to do, extremely irresponsible thing to do. So what you need to do, you need to prepare 100 cash, 100 share, cash for 100 share. Like it or not, you must do so. Okay, first locate a stock that you like. If you would like Tesla stock, now if you want to sell put on Tesla stock, you need to prepare cash for 100 shares of Tesla. All right, okay, that's the prerequisite in doing so. All right, now after that we can discuss about condition. Now there are two conditions that will happen. All right, condition one is after you have sold puts on Palantir. For example, my example, it was Palantir. Now the stock goes down to 172.5 US dollar by last Friday. Let's say if it came down to that price by Friday after market was closed, then it becomes like 171. Then the promise has to take effect. I have to honor my promise to buy 100 shares of Palantir at $172.50. Okay? Now, that is condition one. Now, condition two is that the stock price, when it was up, maybe it was like 175. Now, after Friday, it is still 175, or it is higher than 175, maybe it's 181, for example. In that case, I get my option expire worthless. So the contract, I would have a contract in my position in the broker app. All right. Now the position becomes zero. Okay, the broker takes away the contract, nothing happens. I don't have to buy the 100 shares. Okay, but nevertheless, regardless of situation one or situation two, what happens is that the income that I've received, which was 202 US dollar, I get to keep them completely. Okay, so I get to keep them completely, which means I do not have to pay that 200. Okay, if I lose the trade or whatever, then I have to give back the 200. No, no. I get to keep the 200 no matter if outcome 1 happens or outcome 2 happens. All right. This is an extremely strong concept. All right. You could start to do some little bit of an imagination game right now. Okay. If let's say 172.5 is your strike price that you have chosen and it doesn't expire, below that price, what you can do next week was that the options was taken away. You can sign another contract promising the broker that you are going to sell this time at 170 US dollar Palantir. Okay, rinse and repeat basically, and you get income from doing so. All right, so selling put, you can say you can sell puts to perpetuity, for example. Okay, in theory, in practical, it does make sense as well. All right, okay, but outcome 1 or outcome 2, no matter what happens, remember the concept is that you get to keep the entirety of the premium that you have been paid. Okay, you get to keep it. Right, so this is one of the concept which is really, really strong for option seller. All right, if you are an option seller, okay, and you want to make a living for yourself, this is how you can do so. Keep selling puts to perpetuity. Okay, one of these days when you have been assigned that good because you wanted to own the share. All right, okay, but what stands true is that you need more and more money. All right, you need to you need to put in more capital in order to sell more puts. Okay, for example, last time you sold 1 puts, okay, you earn $200. Now if you sell another put, you get to earn $400 per week because of 2 contracts. So it's a very strong thing to do. Okay, very good skill to learn if you want to learn this. Okay, I teach you to trade, uh, teach you how to sell options for a living because I do so for a living, me myself included. All right, you can check out my YouTube video. Okay, all my YouTube long form video is on my YouTube. Okay, my short form video is across all my social medias, my YouTube shorts, TikTok, Instagram reels, Facebook reels, things like that. Okay, will check out to my channel soon as possible. Okay, I make many trades there and I update all of you on those social media as well. Right, I'll see you soon after this. Okay, goodbye everyone.